What if I told you that weakness breaks can deal up to 50% of the enemy's HP with just one break? Before we go into how we can build a character properly to achieve that break damage, we have some basics that we have to understand. Break occurs when you deplete the toughness bar of an enemy. The toughness bar is the white bar above the enemy HP. Different elements have different weakness break effects, each with their own damage formula. Each weakness break also causes different debuffs. For example, physical causes bleed, fire causes burn, imaginary causes imprisonment, etc. But in this video, we want to highlight physical weakness break as it has the highest damage potential in endgame content like Memory of Chaos. And why is that so? Well, to start, physical weakness breaks have one of the highest base damage multipliers in the game for break effects. What this means is that physical weakness breaks can deal the highest break damage, but it doesn't stop there. As mentioned, most weakness breaks apply debuffs, and most of them cause damage over time, or DOT. Most break damage over time debuffs scale from the break damage multiplier used in calculating the break damage, but bleed is an exception. Bleed's damage scales with the enemy's max HP. To be exact, this is the formula, but it's a bit complicated, so let me show you how busted this can be if we abuse it well. There are many ways to significantly increase break damage and its damage over time debuff, but three of the most viable ways are by reducing the enemy's defense, increasing your character level, and getting break effect stats. In this first experiment, our MC is level 61 with 0% break effect. Enemy is inflicted with 47% defense reduction, and our total weakness break damage, including bleed damage over time, is 12,600 to a level 68 monster in Memory of Chaos. This is around 14% of the boss's HP. Same setup, but this time with 121.8% break effect, I was able to deal 27,900 damage to the same monster, which is equivalent to 31.5% of the boss's HP. This is a very significant increase from the 14% previously. Let's see how we can increase this even further. In this next experiment, we will be upgrading our MC to level 68 to see how it affects the break total damage. Same setup again, but this time we deal 34,500 damage, which is equivalent to almost 39% of the boss's HP. We're getting pretty close to 50%. When we talk about physical weakness break, another character that comes to mind is Sushang. One of the reasons why is because her E4 increases break effects by a whopping 40%. But that's not all, because Sushang benefits from weakness broken enemy with her other traces and her other eidolons. Not only that, she is one of the fastest break character in the game, who can deplete 210 toughness with a sequence of using skill followed by ult and another skill. For example, the particular elite enemy in the demonstration only had 300 toughness, so you can see how quickly she can break enemies. Let's talk about how to optimize break effects for Sushang. First, you want the 4-piece Thief Relic set, and then the 2-piece King of Banditry Planar Ornament set, coupled with Payless Defense Reduction. A level 80 Sushang with E4 can easily deal 74.5k damage from bleed and weakness break to a level 80 Guardian Shadow. This is around 49% of the boss's HP, and this is using the unoptimized stats from the relics I was also using previously for our physical MC. To have an idea, these should give you around 197.8% break effect boost. Say that you don't have E4, for your Sushang, you can still easily deal 64k, which is around 42.5% of the boss's HP. Either 49% or 42.5% of the boss's HP is damage is nothing to scoff at, especially how easily Sushang can break the enemies. So this is pretty strong, but how do I fit Sushang into my team comp then? Sushang pairs well with another main DPS like Hook or Jingyuan to dish out the remaining damage needed to take down the bosses in MOC. But Sushang with Break Effect is not only good just because of the minimal investment, but it's because she will break the enemies most of the time, and when enemies are weakness broken, we deal 10% more damage to them. Besides that, because the enemies are constantly weakness broken, we can also draft a team comp that relies less on sustenance, less on abundance or preservation characters. This way we can even clear the memory of chaos stages faster. Now besides Sushang, other characters with different elements that come into mind when we talk about weakness breaks are Sampo and Welt. This is because both of them can deplete 90 toughness with one skill when there is only one enemy standing, making them very excellent candidates to break enemy fast. But their effects are very different from physical weakness breaks, so they are not going to be covered in this video. I do have to note that both Sampo and Welt can increase the damage dealt by weakness break or by the debuffs it inflicts with their ult as well, so maybe we'll cover that in a future video. Will weakness breaks scale into future content? In my opinion, at least for physical weakness breaks, they will, because scaling off of enemies' max HP is a very powerful effect. Not to mention, right now there are no ways to increase weakness break efficiency outside of the simulated universe. In the future, there might be light cones or characters with eidolons or traces that can provide this, providing an even more consistent way to break the enemies, but this is purely speculation. Another speculation that I would like to mention is that both Welt and Sampo are very good at depleting the toughness bar as well, and both of them are Nihility characters. There are also light cones from the Nihility path that increases break effect or increases the damage over time from break effects. Now there is a new physical 4-star Nihility character already mentioned in the Hoyo vs. Wiki, and maybe he might be a potential candidate to build break effects on. There is also another character called Silverwolf coming in patch 1.1 that also reduces the enemy's defense by a lot, and also adding weakness. This provides us with even more creativity to build characters with weakness break effects, but we'll have to see. That's all I have for today's video. I hope that my explanation of weakness breaks and how you can utilize it for your team comp to help you with Memory of Chaos can help dispel the rumor that weakness breaks are weak and not worth building. Especially considering the minimum amount of investment that we need, I think that weakness breaks are definitely worth considering. Although right now I do not have a Sushang that I can use to demonstrate my calculations, I will be building her, and hopefully I'll be able to showcase her in another video against a level 80 elite enemy in Memory of Chaos.